So ladies and gentlemen, it's your big let's got it. Man, we in here, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about, Meek Mill, academics, and him reaching out to all the Philly rappers. Pound Side Pop was on there recently, and now he got Quilly. And, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I said, you know what? I want to speak about it because I feel like academics did something that really I would call a chess move, but I would also call an interesting move, but it kind of made a lot of sense because let's look at it like this, right? Meek is from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And him being the biggest artist in Philly, after, the era of Beans, the era of Will Smith, Cassidy, Eve, the Roots, you name it, the youngsters, you name it, Steady B, Cool C, Schoolie D, you name it, all the rappers that came out of Philly, and him being the biggest of them all to come out of Philadelphia, it's kind of crazy that, he did blackball a lot of them cats out of Philly. He blackballed a lot of those dudes out of Philadelphia. He really blackballed everybody because this is the thing that A.R. Ab was saying. Right, if you listen to A.R. Ab when he said what he said, you good.
Respect them though. I'm a god person. People try to torture me. I have no place to fucking go. If you prejudice of me, I can't fucking live where I live at. I get fucking pussy and I live without it.
Running it down on these niggas. Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we get it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that roll, who fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never will hurt you. Niggas will never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money,
I was
and
raised
murder.
how the traps right, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. Knew I never seen none of nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back.
Yeah, so when you look at, A.R. Ab saying that, Meek blackballed him. You know what I'm saying? And he not out here, he not trying to open the lane up for us. You know what I'm saying? And that you gotta look. A.R. Ab had to get the support from a dude outside of Philadelphia. Drake, who's from Canada, that gave that raised his stock and got him a shout out, and then he ended up getting a situation with Birdman. So with a dude like Meek that's from that city, it was a bad look on him. And somebody that was just, but you have to remember something too. If you remember, Meek wasn't the guy in Philly at one point. We always gotta remember when it came to that rapping scene, especially back then, he wasn't the go-to. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a go-to. She wasn't a go-to. The go-to was, you had Cheek, you had Reed, you had, NH, you had Vodka, you had Quilly, you had Joey Jihad. So you had so many of these dudes that was coming out of Philly rapping, and Meek was, he was one of them. He was sitting, but he wasn't like the top prospect. I remember 50 was naming all the dudes out of Philly, and he was saying dudes like NH, Quilly, and all of them, because those were like the dudes that was really like when you talk about Philly, you talking about they was killing the mixtape scenes. You know what I'm saying? They was killing them freestyles on Too Raw for the Streets. So Meek always had a chip on his shoulder that he wasn't the guy. And so because he wasn't a guy and he had that chip on his shoulder, you know, he feels some type of way. This is a dude that you hear what I'm saying in the video on records, you know what I'm saying? That my city don't love me. Niggas trying to kill me in my city. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's what you always hear from. That's what you always hear from. What you hear from dudes, you hear him saying, dudes don't love me in my city. She's fire, motherfucker's fire, man. You know what I'm saying? He love me. He don't love me in my city. So you hear me say that, and then yeah, you don't love me in my city. So when you hear me say that dudes don't love him in his city, and you hear him always throwing shots at dudes in his city and saying certain shit on his records, you kind of understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? Here, you kind of understand. You kind of understand what son was basically saying, that niggas trying to kill him in Philly. And really and truly, for a dude to say that city you come from, you think that the niggas in your city trying to kill you. That just come out of perspective of a nigga that's, you know, self-loathing, ego is big, and the narcissism. Because if Meek would have opened that lane up in his city, he wouldn't feel like everybody in the city is jealous of him. But because he didn't open a lane up for the Quillies, them other brothers out of Philly, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them dudes should have had a cosign, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't get on the cosign that they was looking for. So them to go on, you know, some platform, they already was saying it's about me. You gotta remember, Meek had beef with everybody. When he made it, he had beef with everybody in the city. They ended up squashing some of the beefs got squashed, but he had beef with practically everybody. From Gilly to Cass to Beans. Dudes that, you know, Gilly put on for his city. You know, Gilly, Beans, they put on for their city. And he had beef with these dudes for the same right? You get mad with Drake because of him not promoting your album. And it was so petty that he knew that was petty. You know what I'm saying? And then you get mad when dudes laugh at you. But homie, you went out bad, you went out bad. You know what I'm saying? It's hip hop, you know, but you know, son can't get mad what dudes is doing right now. You know what I'm saying? He did it to himself. On a hip hop level, he did it to himself because he made them niggas mad, you know? And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Bullis Gotti, man.